Welcome to another Cooking on the Block, and I'm Chef Ellie Espo. Right in front of me, I'm finishing up my strips for my beautiful pie we're going to make together, okay? And it's going to be a strawberry rhubarb pie made with delicious fresh strawberries. They're coming into season, and fresh rhubarb, okay? So I'm going to stick this in the fridge because I have my bottom of my pie crust chilling up. Then we're going to make the beautiful, delicious filling. Okay, I have about a quart of fresh strawberries here. I'm taking the stems off and cutting them in halves. If they're big, you know, you could quarter them, but I like a chunky filling. You don't want it too soupy, okay? So we're gonna cut these up, and they're very, very sweet. You know, always taste your product before you use it, and then you'll know how to adjust the sugar and flavorings. Okay, so let's set that aside. Okay, now, if you're not familiar with rhubarb, here it is. Now, it comes, looks like red celery, has these big leaves on them. I have taken them off, and they are toxic, so you want to make sure you clean it very well. And all we're going to do is cut this up now. And you sort of like want the same size as the berries. Okay, so it's been washed. Sometimes it can be filled with a lot of sands because it's a fresh product right out of the ground. And it's like, it just reminds me of springtime so much. My mom used to make a rhubarb sauce to put over puddings like tapioca or rice pudding. Oh, it was so good. Now, if you haven't used rhubarb before, it's very, very tart. And it does need a lot of sugar when you're baking. But you know, the strawberries, or if you want to put blueberries or raspberries, you don't need to use so much sugar then because you get the sweetness from the fruit. Okay, we're almost done. Okay. Looks like we have enough for this nice deep dish pie plate, but let's do it all, and if we have a little left over, no biggie. Just make sure you wash your rhubarb very well. And you know, you can get frozen rhubarb readily throughout the year in your frozen food section. It's just cut up rhubarb in plastic bags, and you know what? That works well too. Okay, so now on for our delicious flavorings that we're going to put in here, and it's pretty much straightforward. We have some sugar, and don't forget the recipe will be on their website, and we have some flour just to bind all the juices as they cook in your pie. And we're going to use a little bit of cardamom. Now, cardamom comes from the pod. It's a cardamom pod, and it's used in a lot of Swedish and Scandinavian, you know, the Swedes in Scandinavia area of their baking, okay? And, you know, it's one of those spices that if you left it out, you would say, you know, something's missing. You only need a pinch. It's sort of peppery at some point, and it also has a licoricey kind of overtone to it, but it is distinctful. Okay, so we're going to coat that real good. Let me wash my hands because we're going to add a nice fresh component now. And we're going to use the juice of the orange plus the zest. Okay. Just want about a couple of teaspoonfuls. There we go. We're going to mix that all in nice and nice. Get your hands in there. Make sure all your fruit's coated with the flour. And you know, once this cooks, the smell in your house is amazing. Okay. I just want to cut open our orange because I'm going to squeeze the juice in there. That's going to help give us a nice juicy filling. Okay. Okay, now here's our par crust, and I have it on a silicone lined baking sheet for all of the drippies. You don't want it all over your oven. Okay, and we're going to fill our pie shell. Okay, now I'm going to finish doing this, and then I'm going to get my strips, and we're going to make a beautiful top. And when we come back, we'll be ready to throw it in the oven. Okay, I have my lattice work all done, and you know, you don't have to weave it. You can even do a full crust on the top and just maybe in the middle fan out the crust so you could see the filling. Because when it bakes, it's so red and rosy. It's so beautiful. So you want to see it, sort of like a blueberry pie, you know. You like to see the colors. Okay, so we're going to take some egg wash, and you know what that is, just an egg beaten with a little bit of water. Whoa, okay, I have to clean that up. You can't ruin this. Okay, let me just clean that up. Okay, we don't want scrambled eggs on the bottom of our pie plate. There we go. Okay, then we're going to take a little bit of granular sugar, and it's going to give it a nice crusty brown golden top. Alrighty, now we're going to throw it in our oven at 350 degrees, and I have it on convection, and we're going to check it. In about an hour it should be done. And you want the rhubarb. Now the strawberries will break down and make all good juice, and the rhubarb is going to take the longest to cook, so you want that, you know, tender. So you just take a knife and make sure it's nice and soft. Okay, so when we come back, we'll see our delicious pie. My pie, look how beautiful my pie came out. It smells so amazing, and it took just about an hour and 10 minutes. See how the juices come up and they bubble up? You want that to happen because it's starting to thicken. Okay, now before we can like dive into this pie, we need it to set up, and you can get a really nice easily cut piece of pie. Okay, so don't forget, the recipe will be on the website, and bon appetit to everybody. And that was